Alright, let's start prepping for the approach here. First of all, let's lower our ribbons. Take down our manifold pressure to 24. Alright, that should make the airplane happy in a second. Let's go to flight plan, center in teeter burrow here. Procedure, I'd like to do the RNP, the RNAV Zulu 06. Let's see if we have it. We do have it. Starting at Lee's. Gonna activate it. Direct there. Gonna flip into nav mode. Alright, we should be, what are we, like 40 minutes out or so? So we got a lot of time. I'm just gonna go through the chart. So we're doing the RNAV Zulu runway 6. Final approach course is gonna be 060. It's a really interesting approach because it's not, it stays out of the Newark airspace. So it kind of, there's a right hand or an eastward S-curve. So we start with the initial airfix, Belize, which is, let me see if I can pull up ForeFlight here. That would make this a lot easier. Cool, there we go. Alright, so here's our plate. We're gonna continue flying west here. We're gonna hook up with Belize, fly that to Guzti, and then we're gonna follow this all the way into Teterboro here. So you can see Newark is right here, so it stays out of Newark's way, and basically skirts sort of the shelf that starts at 500 feet around Newark. And pull up some of the other plates here. So if we look at some of the other approaches here, let's do the Yankee runway 6. Basically just gives us a shorter approach and keeps us clear of Newark. But we're going to try this one today. This one looks fun. So our minimums here are 679, 700 feet. And our missed approach is climb to 2000, runway heading-ish, 060, and then to 60, and then angle, and then hold at angle. And here we are coming out of the clouds a little bit. We're level 4000 for now. We'll start our descent when we're about 5 minutes out from Elise. Go ahead and pull up the weather here. We're nice and snowed in. So as we go from like weather update to weather update. I'm sure the tops and stuff are going to change a lot. But it'll be mostly this the whole way there. It's really snowing. I'm like super tired. Let's see here. We are. We're like 30 minutes out. We're west of Bridgeport and east of, what is that? Greenwich? Weather is unsurprisingly pretty crappy in the best of ways. Let's see what Teterboro is reporting. They're reporting wind 030, 8 to 20 knots, visibility half square mile. Runway 6 RVR, 0.85 miles to 0.95 miles. Clouds few 600, overcast 1000. That's pretty terrible. And by pretty terrible, I mean below legal limits. But I think because this is a fun thing, I'm going to shoot the approach anyways. I might, let me see here. I just switched up to the ILS and sort of like self-vector in. Because I can meet my vertical visibility limits on the RNP, but I cannot meet the lateral. I'm a mile and a half short on visibility, unfortunately. But, so yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to the ILS. Let's go ahead and put this to the map. Let's go ahead and delete that approach. Go ahead and throw for flight up on OBS. So we're going to go into procedure. I'm going to go approach, ILS runway 6. We're going to do vectors to final, probably. It's probably the easiest thing. And I'm just going to make it very non-legal and come at it from the east side over the Hudson. Which is super not kosher, but fine for this morning. So we'll put in vectors to final. While we're doing that, I can add a nav mode here. Back into heading mode. Turn southbound. That should do it. We could do a little more. Alright, so now that we're here, let's go ahead and start thinking about this approach. So, same approach course, localizer is going to be 108.9. Going to go ahead and get away, put that in my COM1. Also, I can really quickly procedure, select approach, ILS 6, vectors, and we're going to activate. Let's see, yeah, we'll just punch that in for now. Then, actually, let's put that into map mode. Yeah, that works. Okay. Does it? Why is that? Huh, interesting. Also, winds are getting super crazy right now. That's pretty insane right there. Sounds nasty too. Alright, So that's set up. Quick brief here, 108.9 is our localizer. Go ahead and swap that into our nav1 frequency. And then we can just go ahead and put VLOC in there. Our approach course is going to be 060. We'll go ahead and put that here. Cool, so we're configured. So we're going to self-vector us. And then we're going to do, let's see, Mr. Approach. Procedure is climb to 1000, climbing left turn 2500 on the 335 radial outbound Teterboro to the Patron intersection and hold. Cool. Should be all set up there. And our minimums here, 200 vertical and half mile is. Sweet. Let's go get rid of that. So we can witness the full glory that is this. Oh wow. Actually, I might need to bail. It's getting to the point where I would call it severe. Let's see what we're gonna do here. Thinking lower is probably our best option now. Let's try 2500. Really go for broke here. Because this is like unacceptably bad turbulence. Alright, as we do that, we're going to put the prop to full. We're going to put our mixture up to full as well. And we're going to lower our throttle setting. And we're going to try and keep our speed in the green arc. Huge fluctuations though. Those are like 20 knot fluctuations. Gain and loss. Which is pretty insane. Yeah, we're really getting tossed around here. I go ahead and start recording this in ForeFlight. That should be interesting. Then we're basically going to fly a right. We're going to fly towards Teterboro now and get us into essentially like our right downwind self-vectoring for the ILS runway 6. And at Dandy we want to be at what? We want to be at 1500. So 2500 for now is a good place to live. Alright, so as we get up here, I'm going to go ahead and increase the power setting again. Huge airspeed fluctuations here. Really not a good time. Yeah, it is 6 a.m. bright and early on the East Coast. Still not a whole lot of snow over here, which is a little disappointing. It's, I think, falling now, but I don't see a lot sticking, which is a bummer because I definitely am up so early and stayed up pretty late with the expectation that I wasn't going to have to go into the office today, and I think that expectation might in fact be false, which is all sorts of sad. Let me go ahead and give us a little bit more of a right-hand turn here. Man, this approach could actually be pretty ugly if the turbulence keeps up at a low level. Well, it's going to be a learning experience, that's for sure. Also, yeah, one of the first things I do when I'm like up super early is close, because I keep like maybe like 15 to 20 tabs in Chrome pinned, including email and calendars and stuff like that. And like that's one of my first things in the morning is I just close them all. I don't want to deal with them yet. do a lot of drafts and stuff late at night, and then early in the morning it's my time to hang out. Because nobody else is up that early anyways. Not like I can do anything. And very rarely does something interesting happen overnight or after I go to sleep, because I go to sleep late. Alright, well this is just continuing to be a whole lot of fun. We're breaking all the rules. Right now we're in the LaGuardia Bravo. So typically how we would do this, if we were doing this by the book, we would take a northerly tech route that takes us like north of Bridgeport and then hooks us all the way west and then just drops us straight down south. You know, if you're flying into LaGuardia or JFK, you're going to basically take a south route that's going to go over Long Island. But I kind of wanted to stay over the water today, so that's what we did. Where this is not a rules following flight. More or less. This is just the weather sucks. I want to see how bad it sucks. The answer is it sucks really, really bad. Starting to see a little bit of ground, which is nice. What a terrible day for some flying. Alright, so at this point I'm over the Hudson. I'm going to go ahead and turn southbound again, putting us on an extended downwind. And then I'm just going to true us up real quick, get us on the final approach course and intercept the localizer for runway 06. Or runway 6 rather. That is a little tiny bit of New York sticking out. It's like a little bit of Manhattan. Oh Jesus, alright. This is gonna make me sick. Alright, well that smoothed out a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop down to 2,000 feet. Go ahead and swap over to the right tank while I'm here. Thank you, ForeFlight, for letting me know that we are inside of the TFR. Well aware. Okay, that's set for 2,000. We're gonna shimmy on over west to the right here. And we're gonna set ourselves up for this intercept. Here comes the snow. Make sure our pitot and our prop heat's on. We don't have any boots or anything fancy like that on the wing, so we'll watch out for icing there. If there's any major decrease in performance. So far we're actually doing pretty good. I can actually ease up on the power. We're definitely fast now. Let's see, so we're going to have 3 to 7 knots crosswind from the crosswind component from the left-hand side, pushing us right, and then 10 to 21 knots coming down the runway, so should be fun. Probably going to go with just a 1 notch of flaps. At least the bumps smoothed out. This is relatively relatively, well, actually extremely calm compared to what was going on earlier. Got a little bit of ground contact here, which is nice. So we're just flying southeast of Dandy, which is basically where we're going to be targeting. Basically flying right into Newark's airspace. But again, not following the rules today. Just having a little bit of fun. Okay, so we're gonna go direct there. It's weird that it's not actually painting a direct line. Anyways, we're gonna basically hang a big ol' right turn. And get set up for the intercept. Speed's looking pretty good. Basically, as soon as we get the glide slope, or as soon as we get the localizer rather, we're going to drop the gear and start configuring. Landing lights can come on. And everything's looking good so far. I'm going to go ahead and put the mixture back to full rich. Alright, so we should be in a pretty good position to intercept the localizer and the glide slope relatively quickly here. We'll be on, let's see, what is that? About like a 6-mile final. Once we intercept. Just a quick double check of the weather here. They're still reporting half-mile visibility. New ceiling is 800 feet, so we should get contact with the ground. We're already seeing the ground a little bit even at 2,000, so that's good. How are we doing here? Coming up on the approach, just slightly shallower than a perpendicular intercept, which is fine. Fine for what we're doing. Should start to see needle deflection pretty soon. Think it's coming in. Should really start to come in pretty soon. Let's go ahead and true that up to 060. Doing 145 knots approximately. Double checking, we are on 1089. Surprised we're not seeing, oh there we go. So we're gonna switch this into approach mode. We're gonna turn right to capture. Looks like we're gonna overdo it. Should have had the approach mode armed earlier. That's my mistake anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and slow down. Start by dropping the gear. And then as we get into the white arc, we'll put our 1 notch of flaps in. Alright, so now we're correcting. Okay, flaps coming in. Okay, there's a glide slope, and we're captured the glide slope. So we're now on about a 5-mile final in the Teterboro runway 06. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my power to, looking for, I'm probably coming a little bit faster than usual, just for stability. So we'll look for like 85 to 90. Actually 90 is I think where I want to hit. Let's go ahead and reduce power accordingly. Okay, just got a pretty major shift in winds there as we're heading down. Okay, that's the outer marker. Okay, I'm gonna let the power hang out there just to compensate for any sudden losses in airspeed or anything. Seeing as the wind's pretty variable, we've got, what, 10 knots variability? I think it was like 10 to 21 coming down the runway. So almost there. Staying on the localizer on the glide slope. So I'm just gonna stay on instruments here until we get to minimums. And we're looking for 200. And let's see. Yeah. Currently at about 750 feet. Actually, let's see. Yeah, let me make sure that this is correct. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so our MSL is about 800 and our AGL is about 630. Teterboro elevation is just 8 feet MSL. Speed's looking good at 90 or so, trending a little high. Alright, that's 500 feet AGL. That's 450. Everything's looking pretty stable. Gumps check is complete. Coming up on 400 MSL, we're about 300 AGL. I'm gonna pop up at about 300 feet. Is right about meow. How we doing? Okay, good. Let's go ahead and continue this landing. So, yacht amper is going to come off. And that's minimums. We're continuing. Autopilot comes off. Going to hand fly the rest of the way down. And try and do a decent job here. Alright, a little long, but just fine. Nicely on center line, which is good. So we're going to take the next exit. It's a hotel, I believe. Things are a little gusty here. Okay, we're going to bring our flaps up here. Alright, we're going to reduce our mixture and we're going to keep our throttle up here. And we're going to park at Signature off to the left here. Signature West, rather. strobe, and landing lights can come on, taxi lights can, or off, taxi lights can come on. And we're just gonna find a nice place to park right here. And this'll do. Cool, parking brake set. Avionics come off. And just confirming our flaps are up. Cool, everything there is good. Our nav and taxi lights can come off. And feather cut off. That goes like that. Magneto's off. Beacon comes off, and there we go. Alright, well for all the turbulence earlier, that wasn't too bad landing wise. Nice and snowy though.